So let's explore this quadratic function in real world situation. It says for the year 1983 to 1990, the number of mountain bike owners in millions in the US can be approximated by the model B of t is equal to 0.333 t squared minus 2.265t plus 3.962. In the interval t is between 3 and 10, where t is equal to 3 represents 1983. In which year did the 2.5 million people own mountain bikes? In what year was the number of mountain bike owners at minimum? Before we take all this information here, just let me give one explanation. Because in real world situation, a lot of time those approximated model are worth just for the restricted domain. That's why here is a restricted domain. So t is between 3 and the 10. After the 10, probably this function does not make any sense, or below the 3. That's why they wanted to restrict the domain between 3 and 10. This is very important information here. And now let's take some basic information here. So, and what it says, when t is equal to 3 represents 1983. So if the time is equal to the 3 in the Cartesian system, it means this represents 1983. And every unit after that represents 1 year more. So if t is equal to the 4, it means it represents 1984. It represents 1984. And this continues with the same pattern. And for example, t, let me write down this t equal to the 5. If t is equal to 5, represents 1985. 1985. So, and this continue up to 10. And 5 is 1985, 1986, 1987, 1988, 1989, and 10 represents 1990. 10. So this continues, and t, if is equal to the 10, represents 1990. 1990. So in this domain they want to find this information. But in what year was the number of mountain bike here in which year did the 2.5 million people own mountain bikes? So if we are looking here, 5 is here, and between 0 and 5 we have here in a half 2.5, but 2.5 means here is 2.5 million, because the numbers here represent is the bikes here are in the millions in the y-axis. That represents bikes in the millions. So in between here is 2.5. If I'm going horizontally at this way, and I'm going to hit graph here somewhere. So this here represents in what year, for example, are 2.5 million. But if I'm going down, and down roughly is going to be 6. And what does it mean? It means here is a 2, is a 6. In the year 1986 is 2.5 million bikes. So that's what represents. 6 represents 2.6 represents 1986. In 1986 there are 2.5 million bikes. So in the first question, in 1986 there are 2.5 million bikes. So I will write it just with abbreviation, 2.5 million, and let's write here a bike. So those represent mountain bike owners. And now the second question is, in what year was the number of mountain bike owners at minimum? But because from 3 to 10 here is the interval, what they are restricted, and if we are looking the domain here is 3.4 the minimum, and 0.11. When we have, for example, quadratic function, that is with a parabola, concave up, the minimum represents the vertex here, and this vertex is 3.4, 3.401, and 0.11. What does it mean? In 1983, approximately, because here if we are looking, this decimal represent 4.01, it represents is and if you are looking on the graph, is about um, April or May of 1983, and in this year 1983 it means was the minimum, and the minimum was around 0.11. It was 0. Let me write 0.11 million uh, mountain bike owners, but I will write it just with a B because I don't have a lot of space how to write it. I will write just with a B. It means 0.11 means is 110,000 mountain bike owners.